And now, lend us your ears for an update from Nebraska Corn.
On this week's report, we are going to take a deep dive into a study recently done by the U.S. Meat Export Federation. What is the value to corn producers of all the red meat that's exported from the United States? Here to tell us about that is John Hinners with the U.S. Meat Export Federation. What was kind of the thought process of commissioning this study, John?
We've always asked ourselves, what is the exact value of exporting beef and pork, and what is the relationship it has with the grain industry? And we had a pretty good idea, but we commissioned this study with World Prospectus, a third-party economist group that actually looked at this and provided some pretty exciting numbers.
So after they did all of their calculations, John, nationwide, on average, what is the value to a corn farmer for all of the red meat that we export?
Well, just on the exported, in 2019, that value was 12% of a bushel of corn. If we looked at 2019 and had an average of $3.75 for that bushel of corn, that would equate to 46 cents of every bushel.
So, John, were you able to dive down even into the state level and see what the value might be to a Nebraska corn farmer?
Yes, we were, and if you look at the state of Nebraska in 2019, that value stays the same, that 46 cents per bushel, but without red meat exports, Nebraska farms would have lost about $821 million in corn revenue by not having those exports. So it's a very key and essential part of the overall checkoff program. So they've got a pretty diverse portfolio of how they're investing their dollars. They're going to put some into ethanol production. They're going to put some into research. They're going to put some into exporting corn in general, but also they're going to put a little bit of their money into value-added exports such as beef, pork, and lamb, and that's how they're going to derive some of their additional dollars. So it's a great return on investment by being able to export corn through the red meat side of it.
And John, as we kind of wrap up here, thoughts on the report overall. I think we knew there was value there, but this report just reinforces why you do the work that you do, right?
It certainly does, and take a look at the hog industry, for example. Now we're one of the leading, if not the leading, exporters of pork in the world. We're adding value every day to the beef industry, that beef complex. And nonetheless, it takes everybody pushing in one direction, and we're certainly happy to have the Nebraska corn industry and all the commodities in the state of Nebraska working together on the export side of things.
Thank you so much for the summary. That's John Hinners with the U.S. Meat Export Federation. Again, on that study, examining the value to a corn farmer of all of those red meat exports that are shipped outside of the United States. And of course, the Nebraska Corn Board and the Nebraska Corn Growers Association, both members of the U.S. Meat Export Federation. Chad Moyer reporting.
This message was brought to you by Nebraska Corn, enhancing demand, adding value, and ensuring sustainability. Learn more at